So you're probably wondering why we got a dolphin, an eagle, and a silverback on our chest. You know, our designer over here, Laz, talk us through spirit animals. How did that come about?
Spirit animals. It's always I always engage with people, and I like to ask them, like, what animal would you like to be in your next life? And that's how it started. Just in that shit talk drive to Melbourne, like, what would you want to be? You know, and take into consideration, you know, your diet and your environment, your habitat, and you know who's going to attack you. And physio. People sort of think, and it's something that, like, nah, bro, a dolphin's shit, bro. Like, you know, a giraffe's better, and people sort of always engage and talk. Yeah. Back and forth, and
So why did you choose silverback? Why did you choose the silverback? Talk us through this.
The silverback is the apex of top of the pyramid. You know the pyramid we're talking about?
There we go. The diamond.
The top of the pyramid, bro. Nothing's coming near me, bro.
Why? All right. So what are you eating? Plant-based.
I don't have to hunting. I just have a few nuts and berries, bro. nuts and berries, and I'm powerful. I'm strong.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
Nothing's coming. Like, I'll just attack everything, bro. 100 men, 200 men, 300 men.
What are you talking about, man? Gorillas don't attack everybody. They're chilled as
fuck. But if you want to come at me, bro, I'm squeezing your head and giving you a noogie.
You're limited to the jungle, but right? Like, you're limited to the jungle.
You can't swim.
Can you swim? Can
gorillas swim?
Nah, gorillas can't swim, boys.
Can we fact check this?
I googled it. They're too heavy.
Humans can't swim either, you clown.
Top heavy.
They're just
no, gorillas cannot swim. Maddie's on
that bullshit, they can.
Maddie's on it. Gorillas can due to their muscular, heavy body.
I'm doing backstroke.
You are? Butterfly.
Backstroke.
Maddie, why'd you go eagle?
Oh, mate. Well, who doesn't want to be like apex? You want to talk about apex, mate? No one's taking me down in the sky. Like, I can fly wherever I want, do whatever I want to do, go see whatever country I want to see. I can eat whatever I want.
You can't go wherever you want.
Yeah, I can. I can fly to Mexico tomorrow if I wanted to.
Does he walk or does he fly all the time?
I can have a little rest sometimes. Sit there, walk around. But no,
why'd the eagle cross the road?
Why?
Because he couldn't fly to the other side.
That's pretty crafty. Shit.
Nah, man, who wouldn't want to fly? Like, honestly, if you had a superpower as a human, you'd want to fly. I'd want to fly because you don't need an airplane.
I get it. So you both have gone apex predator.
Who have you gone down?
Well, I went dolphin because it's climatized environment. The ocean never gets hot. You know, there's so many limited amounts of things that can eat you in the ocean. Like, I don't have snakes. I don't have all these other random things. You know,
what are you talking about?
Have you heard of a thing called a great white shark? Or
a killer whale?
An orca,
maybe the killer whale, but that's one thing.
Giant squid?
That's one thing.
The jelly box fucking jellyfish thing?
Maybe. Is that dangerous to dolphins?
I think it's dangerous to everything.
Yeah, maybe. But in my head, I thought it's probably comfort, live long. You know, steer clear of John West. Shout out to John West out there. And I thought it's probably going to be a comfortable life. Not many things, you know, humans won't attack you because everyone's like, oh, wow, I love dolphins. Whereas gorillas...
What are you talking about?
You reckon?
Yeah, what are you talking about? Dude, I dare to go through the waters of... I think you might be in some trouble. Might be in some trouble, mate.
You might find yourself at the end of a fishing rod.
Cool. Dolphin fishing?
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, anyway, that's how Spirit Animal started. We got, you know, it's a really cracker question, and I encourage everybody on the comments below, what would your spirit animal be? Think about your climate, are you an apex predator? Are you more passive?
Can I tell you a little bit about my theory?
Go, Laz.
I've got a theory.
Tell us, go.
So I'm always engaging, and it's always a conversation starter, whether I'm at home, at work, at a family function or whatever. And asking someone what their spirit animal, what would you like to be in your next life? Always comes to life and always engages good conversation.
Wow.
Like, well, mine's better than yours and yours better. Why would you want to be that? So when I tend to ask, I subconsciously, I'm thinking, and I'm like, this person's telling me an animal that represents their personality.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Hey, and it's 100% like fact checked by myself.
Wow.
It hasn't failed me yet.
Data accuracy.
I'm on the road a lot, and I pick up the phone, I ring mates and I ring family or whatever. I'm like, hey, I just gotta ask you a question, guy. And they're like, oh, what's Laz gonna ask now? Like something dumb.
No.
And I'm like, hey, think about it. I want you to think about this question I'm gonna ask you. Don't answer me straight away.
Yeah.
Call me back later, send me a text. Yeah. But what animal would you like to come back as in your next life? And they're like, oh fuck, good question. Yeah. So they'll come back to me with this sort of animal. And that animal, I'm like, bro, it's them. It's their personality. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples of how like accurate it is.
Really?
So yeah, well, you've picked a dolphin.
How am I?
When I think a dolphin,
what do you think?
Social, very friendly.
Who's this guy? Who is this guy?
I don't know. Has he got a degree in
Psychology.
social psychology?
Hey, Dolphin, smart, intelligent. Is that it?
Thanks, bro. Thanks, bro.
That's Dan in a nutshell, bro.
Yeah.
Social,
I
friendly,
can't swim.
intelligent.
I can't swim.
You can't swim, but you would love to swim.
I would.
That's because you can't swim. You want to swim.
Yeah,
The dolphin.
Well, lad.
Matty's a bald eagle. Hey, it's in the title. He's going bald, bro. Nah,
There's plenty of hair there, brother.
nah, but no, bro, you're a hunter, bro. You're here one day, you're there the next. You're just flying around, scoping shit, bro.
Scoping.
Listen to this. So we got a bit of a group chat happening.
Yeah,
around.
go.
And,
Tell me.
and I start the conversation like, bro, what would you want to be? We've got this guy's cousin. He's like, I want to be a racehorse.
Ooh.
I'm like, bro, that's pretty specific, bro. Like like he didn't say a stallion or like a Shetland pony. He's like a racehorse.
Racehorse.
I'm like, bro, that's him all over.
Wow.
He's a fucking punter. He loves punting.
Wow.
He's got to be. He's like winning. He's not got to be pampered. You know that little lavish lifestyle.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, that's him all over.
Wow, that's amazing.
And then we asked Dino. I'm like, Dino, what would you? He's like, a dog. I'm like, all right, like a domesticated dog or like a dingo, bro. He's like, nah, just a domesticated dog. I'm like, bro, that's him, bro. He's like, why wouldn't you just want to lay in the sun in the backyard all day and be fed and have water? I'm like, bro, you are a vanilla guy, bro. Like he's plain as.
Yeah, wow.
And that's him. Like just lay there, chill, whatever. Chases his 15 kids around.
Wow.
And bro, I'm like, bro, that's his personality. Just chilled, be fed and relax.
That's so good.
I go to the missus.
Ooh,
What would
check
you-
number 3.
I go, bro, it hasn't failed me.
Tell me.
I go to the missus. What do you want to be? Like, what would you? And she's thinking. She comes back to me like an hour or two later. She's like a crocodile.
Ooh,
I'm like a croc, and I'm thinking like I never actually say.
Give him the theory.
Yeah, I never give them the theory.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking about like just ticking.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, she's calm but snappy.
Ooh,
wow.
wow.
You know, and she's like, I'm like, why would you want to be? She's like, I get to live for a long time. You know, they live like
Stats?
80 years.
Really?
Yeah, in the water, out the water.
Good facts.
Yeah.
Good facts.
I'm like calm and snappy. I'm like, fuck yeah, that's
that's
her all
That's
over.
a perfect analogy.
And you know
for,
what?
For her,
when she
100%.
sees me, the silverback, you know, hanging out the back there with the
Chop.
chest out, and she's there at the bank. Her body's in the water and her big googly 4 eyes hanging out like that. And I'm just there like that. I can see her there in the corner of my eye, and she's coming there, eyes ready to attack.
Ready to pounce.
But she doesn't pounce, bro.
Nah.
And she says, like, Laz, you haven't done the washing. And she comes out to snap, bro. She comes out to snap, and I just...
That's why he's the top of the
So,
food chain.
hey.
Food chain, this guy.
I'm telling
So,
you.
wow,
I'm
you've
telling
considered it
you.
all.
Do yourself a favor. Start the conversation at home.
Yeah.
At family functions, work, whatever. You will get them telling you the mannerisms of that animal without them even knowing.
Wow.
There you go.
So I know an action when I hear one, and I think comments, you know, I want everyone to share, see what they come up with. Has anyone chosen like a snail or a slug or a frog?
Bro, hey, if you're choosing a butterfly, you know that personality, like that. They're so ditzy, bro. That's who's a butterfly? Britney Spears or Paris Hilton. You know what I mean?
What about Ed Sheeran?
Ed Sheeran's dead to me, bro. He's singing about freaking talking to dead people shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that his latest?
Yeah,
Dead people and Azerbaijan. that's the F1, bro.
F1 GP.
Yeah, Oi, tell me one fact about Azerbaijan.
F1.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Nobody knows. I don't even know where it is, bro. Where is it?
They got a bit of oil over there. That's a bit, yeah.
All right, so
They got a lot of sand.
that's how
Hey,
Spirit Animal started. That was a
My
cracker.
theory is it's on, bro. It's on like
Okay.
Donkey Kong.
Yeah, well, okay. So now,
you go.
next time I ask that question, I'm sort of already judging. I'm like,
Yeah, don't
I know
say
you're
anything.
gonna be a cat or some sort.
Yeah.
Like, you look like a cat. You feel like a cat to me.
Oh,
I was gonna say, did you like already come in with a preconceived
No.
notion
Yeah,
of what they
frog.
because I would find it very hard not to now. I'm gonna go in there and go, what I'm gonna ask this question.
Yeah.
Well, I already know
Bro.
what I think this person is.
That's
but,
what I'm
like,
saying.
I had a mate say, he goes, I want to be a snake. I'm like, fuck you, bro. I'm not answering your calls anymore, bro. See you later.
See you later.
Bro, who wants to be a fucking snake, bro? That's
New phone, who dis?
backstabbing you in the back and neck, bro.
Sneaky.
They can't stab.
Little
They
sneaky.
bite.
Yeah, but
Well,
that's a
that's
snake.
part of
A
stabbing-
snake
stabbing
is...
with their
meta-
teeth.
meta-
Tang,
yeah.
Tangs. All right, so that's our Spirit
All right,
Animals.
guys.
Well done. Thanks, Laz.